So it's a really, really tough first pose, guys. Child's pose for 4 whole minutes. I like wide leg myself, where I just get my legs as wide as my mat, toes touching, and then sink back. But if you like it better with your knees a little bit more narrow, just go with that. Just whatever feels good. And as you find a position you can sink into, bring your awareness to your breath, to your body. You just bring yourself back to the present moment. On an exhale, stretch your arms nice and long. And inhale your way up to a tabletop position. The folded blanket is for kind of knee pads tonight, so if you want some softness under your knees, go ahead and do that. I'm on carpet tonight, so I don't really need it. Tuck your toes under like you're going to go into down dog, but instead of going to down dog, exhale, sinking onto those heels. We're going to do a toe stretch. And you can stay like this, and you'll get that stretch, but it won't be as intense. You can also walk your hands up and sit up more onto your heels, and that's going to stretch your toes more. It's kind of a weird, I always feel like I could tip over in this position. Just breathe through it. This is probably the most upright pose we'll do tonight. Just don't forget to breathe. If it gets too uncomfortable, just bring your hands back down to the floor. And on an inhale, untuck your toes, staying in tabletop position. Hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. And just do a couple cat-cows, but maybe even twist it out. It's just to kind of counter that toe stretch. You don't really have to go on the traditional. I just am kind of into shaking it out lately. Inhale and extend your right leg out to the side. You can collapse your foot or you can put the bottom on the floor. Get stable in that left knee and hands. Inhale your right arm to the sky. And as you exhale, come into that thread the needle. You might want your pillow underneath your shoulder. You don't have to extend your leg too long. You can have your knees slightly bent. On an inhale, come back up, keeping that leg extended, back into a tabletop. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, sink back down onto your left heel like a child's pose. But again, you're keeping that leg extended. This time you can rest your foot, your heel on the floor. And it'll probably be hard to go all the way down. You can use a pillow. Or you can just stay on your forearms like I am. And an inhale. Come back up to that tabletop. We're going to come into dragon pose, but you have two options here. You want your right leg to be the one in the front. And you just maybe want to extend that back leg a little more. So dragon is essentially a low lunge, but both your hands are on the inside of your front foot. So here's dragon. You can also lower down even more your forearms if you want to. Or if you just really don't want to be upright tonight, lay back, bend your right knee to your chest, and hold the inside of your foot. And I actually think this is how I want to be tonight. It's been a really long week for me. You can hold the outside too, but you just really want that knee pulling to the outside of the shoulder. Whichever version of dragon you're in, slowly make your way up to a seated position. Get a little sip of water if you need one. And extend your right leg out in front of you, crossing the left foot over and placing it on the floor. Then you're going to just lean over and bring that left heel, or right heel, I'm sorry, over that left glute. So this is cow face. But instead of doing the cow face arms with the hands behind the back, we're going to do eagle arms. Since our left leg is on top, we're going to put our right arm on top for this one. So just take your right arm and bend it. Keep your fingers straight. Wrap that left hand underneath the right arm and then grab on to the right thumb. And as you inhale, lift your elbows. And as you exhale, just contract gently, kind of coming into a forward fold. You should really feel this on the outside of your hips. Inhale again, up, lifting the elbows. Exhaling, forward fold. Now, if you like just staying in that forward fold, go ahead and stay there. That's totally fine. Inhale your way back up if you are folded. Release your arms. Shake your legs out a little bit. Come back onto your back. Placing your right foot on the floor and then your left foot on the floor. Guys, I'm so sorry tonight. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. And then your right ankle across your left thigh. You can stay just like this and press into your right knee, pressing it to turn out and bringing your left heel closer to your glute. That's absolutely fine. It's kind of a pigeon pose. Or you can pull your left thigh closer to you while just kind of aiming to keep your back or your shoulders on the floor or close to the floor. Your gaze is straight up. If your foot is in the air, just set it back down gently. Still holding this pose for another couple of moments. And then simply bend your left leg so that the knee turns out. And if you can, grab that left foot with your right hand. Here we are in a figure four twist. We're also stretching that quad. You can bring your arms wide if you want. If this doesn't feel good, feel free to modify, straighten that left leg. You don't have to be holding onto the foot. It's kind of a twist, kind of a quad stretch. Bring your gaze to the right when you've settled into a sweet spot that both stretches and relaxes your body. Your own beautiful way. Untangle those legs and set those feet down. Hug your knees into your chest for just a moment. And then make your way onto your belly. We're going to do that Spider-Man pose I love so much. We're going to do it with the right leg this time. So just bring your right knee up as high as you can, flexing that foot slightly. Your left leg is long. The bottom of the foot is touching the floor. This isn't so much a stretch as a release. Go ahead and straighten that right leg. With both your legs, lightly press the tops of your feet into the floor and come up onto your elbows. Your forearms are all touching the floor, your fingers pressing into the floor. Inhale and just roll your shoulders back a little bit. It really is important you press those feet gently into the floor. That's what keeps your legs active and protects your lower back. And this is Sphinx pose. Your gaze is down and forward, but if you want to do some neck rolls, just get further into that relaxation. Seriously. Press your hands in a little deeper, and on an inhale, if you want to, straighten your elbows. Don't forget about those feet. I know I bring that up all the time, but it really makes such a difference. And now we're in seal for just a few breaths. If you're not pressing your feet, your lower back will not like this. Take a big deep breath in, and then on an exhale, slowly lower back down to the floor. On an inhale, come back up to that tabletop position. Extend your left leg out to the side. Get stable in that right leg, right knee. And if this is not comfortable for anyone with knee issues, you can totally just go into that child's pose and do a bend or a half bind twist. Inhale your left arm to the sky. And as you exhale, bring it on through. Again, we're coming into threading that needle. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. On an inhale, come back to that tabletop, still keeping that left leg extended. And as you exhale, just sink back onto that right heel in an extended leg child's pose. On an inhale, come back up to that regular tabletop. Just kind of shake it out a little bit. We're going to come into that dragon pose again. This time the left leg will be in front. So if you're going to do traditional, again, low lunge basically, but with your hands on the inside of the front leg. I'm going to go ahead and do the reclined again. My body is super tired this week. So again, if you're coming into the recline, just extend your right leg. Inhale, bending that left knee. Grab onto the left foot and pull it towards the outside of your shoulder. Whatever position you're in, upright or reclined, gently come out of it, coming back into that seated position, extending your left leg long, and then planting your right foot on the other side before bending that left knee, and we're coming into cow face. So sometimes the one side is easier than the other. That's pretty normal. And we're going to do eagle arms again. So this time, because our right leg's on top, our left arm will be on top. No, all right, this way. So take your left arm and bend it. Stretch those fingers wide. Bring your right arm underneath. Grab onto your left thumb with your right hand. And as you inhale, lift those elbows. And as you exhale, forward fold. You can keep pulsing like that, or you can just continue in the forward fold. Inhale, coming back up. Untangle your arms. Gently untangle your legs. Kick them out a little bit. And then come onto your back. We're going to go for that figure four. So just bend your right knee, plant that right foot close to the glutes. Cross the left ankle over. And you can stay here pressing on that right thigh or left thigh to turn out, or you can grab onto your right thigh and pull it towards you. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. I will be right back because my dogs are barking like crazy. Wait, stop. If your right foot is up in the air, go ahead and set it down. Extend that right leg long. And from here, you could stay right here and just be in a twist and roll onto your right hip. Or you can pull that right foot in and grab it with your left foot. Your gaze will be to the left in a figure four twist. Gently untangle your legs. Hug your knees into your chest for just a moment. And then make your way onto your belly. We're going to do that Spider-Man pose on the left side. Right leg is long, bending the left knee, turning it out. And just relax into this pose. The higher you get your knee, the more your back is going to release. Go ahead and straighten that left leg. And just relax for a moment. And for the last 20 minutes of this class, I'd like you to find a position for Shavasana that feels best to you. It is, day 4 of triple digits. It's been muggy. It's a stressful time in this world. Just find a spot that feels good. Find some super comfortable position that you're like, I shouldn't be doing this in yoga class, and take it and let your eyelids touch. Surrender to your breath. Let it go the way it wants to go. Seek into that feeling of peace, of relaxation, of quiet. And just stay here for as long as you need to. I like to close the meeting in Shavasana so that you guys can just stay wherever you're at. As long as you need to. Your weirdness will make you stronger. Your dark side will keep you whole. Your vulnerability will connect you to the rest of the suffering world. And your creativity will set you free. There is nothing wrong with you. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Enjoy your Shavasana.